What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to discuss the high number of incarcerations throughout the world of Black people. What's causing it, and can it be reversed? Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler. People, in this video, right? I don't know if I need to be I don't know if I need to be any clearer, or I don't know if I need to be any blunt than than I'm gonna be, because it doesn't make sense to me, right? Now, let's take this into context. So, South African crime rate is through the roof. Now we know that violent crime, petty crime, lesser crime, domestic violence, car hijackings, cash and transit robberies, everything is on 1,000, right? So South Africa ranks as one of the top 10 most dangerous countries in the world and the most dangerous country in Africa outside of a war zone. So, by contrast, you are more likely to get killed in South Africa than you are in Botswana, than you are in Lesotho, than you are in, name any other country on the continent, right? Seychelles, Mauritius, right? Why? Who is causing this? Now, the demographic shows that the majority of the crimes committed in South Africa are committed by black people because they are the majority, and that's only obvious. And that number gets even greater by the influx of foreign blacks or foreign black people from neighboring countries or from African countries, right? When we look at the prison population, it's predominantly black people because they're the majority, right? But in that majority, there's a huge number or a big number of foreign nationals that are also languishing in our jails, right? But these foreign nationals, but because they are black, they just get lumped into this statistics, right? That, oh, black South Africans are violent, the black people, they're killing everybody, and that, sometimes it's not even South Africans, black South Africans. Sometimes it's black Zimbabweans, black people from Lesotho, black Nigerians, black Mozambicans. But because they're black, that is what is reported. It's black people. And then everybody assumes that it's South Africans. Okay, so let's run with that narrative. So South African blacks are the most dangerous black people on the continent. South African blacks are the most incarcerated black people in South Africa. Right? Facts. Cool, we got that right. So it makes sense that because South Africa has a majority black population, that the majority of the inmates in all prisons in South Africa are black people, right? So we're not going to break down the number of black, foreign black to local black. We're just going to do the way they report it, right? Black people. So it's just black people. So I get it. In South Africa, the majority of the crime is committed by black people because they are the majority. So therefore, the demographic in the prison system shows that black people are the most incarcerated people by sheer number because they are the dominant race in the population. So that's fair. That's in black and white. That is simple. It's an open shut case. You cannot compete with that, right? Whoever is the majority in the country, that should be reflected in the prison population. Okay. When we go over to the United States, black people make up about 10 to 11% of the population. Let's just put it at 11%. They said, I think the recent Number was like 11% of the population. So 11% of the population is black people in America. When you look at the present demographic, black people make up the majority of the prison systems in America. How is that possible? How is that possible? America is a majority white country, although I think the Hispanics are fast closing that gap. Hence, Trump is now importing white people to try and reopen that gap. So, how does it make sense that a demographic that is just 11% of a population makes up the majority of the incarcerated population? How does that make sense? So, are you trying to tell me that black people are the problem? Because, like I said to you, if you go to Africa, if you come to Africa, the majority are black. So it only makes sense that the majority of the criminals are black. But if you go to America, where the majority is white, how is it possible that the majority of the people in prison are black? Are you trying to tell me that the majority of white people in America don't commit crimes? Are you telling me that the majority of black people in America commit crimes? Are you telling me that black people are the main reason why America is in turmoil? Are you telling me that when it comes to Europe, it's the same thing? Last time I checked, France's biggest problem was coming from the Arab community. It's these immigrants from Tunisia, from Libya, I think. These former French colonies like Tunisia, Algerians. They were like the headache in France. Okay, in the UK, it's again the black population. That's the problem. So, what I'm basically asking you is that do black people have a problem? Or is it a culture? Is it a mindset? Is it is it part of our DNA to be the most violent people, the most criminally minded people? How is it possible? Because in places where we are the most dominant in population, we are the most incarcerated, which makes blatant, obvious sense. That's an open and shut case. In places where we are not the dominant population, we are the most dominant incarcerated. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? Now, to some people, this may sound like racism, like I'm picking on black people, like I don't like black people, or like I'm trying to defend black people. But the thing is, I'm trying to find out how this imbalance comes about. I mean, South Africa has about what? About a 7% white population, I think. 7% white population, if I'm not mistaken. And for the life of me, I would think that in South African prison system, I would think less. I would think there's less than 500 whites, 500, less than 1,000 white people in South Africa's prison system. I'm not saying there's, I'm not saying there's less, like in actuality. I really don't know the figures, but I'm saying compared to the black population, I'm sure that there's about 10 white people in South African prisons. I'm not saying that's a fact. I'm just saying comparing the number of black people that are incarcerated to that of white people. It's like there's virtually almost no white people because every time they show prisons in South Africa, Paulsmore, Sun City, Goodwood, you name it. What's the name? Then Mampuru, something Mampuru prison. The can't remember the first name. Mampuru, the Pretoria Central Prison. Anyway, they never show white people. You just see black people. When you watch on the news, though, you find white people in the dock. White people were sentenced. But when it comes to them showing the visuals of the prisoners in the courtyard and whatever, there's just no white people. So by that in contrast, or by that definition, then it looks like virtually 7% of the population, the incarceration rate is also very low, which is to be fair, which is to be expected. Open and shut case, right? It's in black and white. Done. Duh. But when you go to America, it's a totally different ballgame. 10% or 11% of the population makes up about, I don't know, 95% or 98% of the incarceration rate. Wow. Guys, this is wild. It's wild to think that as black people, dude, we are like criminally minded. It's like whether we are the majority, whether we are the minority, we are the most criminally minded. Do you know how mind boggling that is? I mean, the chances of us trying to reverse that type of psychology, it's going to take years. It's going to take years. I mean, if I really come to really think about it, right? The majority of black incarcerations are always normally crimes that have no economic benefit attached to them. I mean, if it's not going to be gang violence, if it's not going to be shootings, if it's not going to be some sort of robberies, meaningless robberies, and violent crimes where it's just, I don't know, I don't know how to actually, I don't know how to actually put this into direct words. It's like, do we have, a, I don't know, do we have a mental problem? Are we having what's the word? I, I can't even think, right? But for me, I'm trying to say, like, can we, as POCs, people of color, can we simply be on the straight and narrow where we don't have to be getting these unwarranted tags as being the most violent, the most criminally intent people? Like, can white people walk on the same road as us without having to cross a road in fear of being mugged, robbed, stabbed, or shot? How can we shed this stereotype that black people are violent criminals, that black people are just crime ridden people? Guys, it's so sad that as black people, when we make it in life, we have to move out of the very neighborhoods that we were raised in, that we were born in, that we have known all our lives, where our roots have been shaped, where our legacies began. Do you know? Do you know how sad it is to know that a successful black person cannot live in the hood where he lived for the first 25 years, some even to the first 30 years of his or her life. That's all that's just, that shows you it's all they've ever known for the better half of their life. Now they've made it big in Hollywood, in NBA, in NFL, in NHL, and they can't extend the house, they can't demolish that house and then rebuild a bigger house. They just cannot live there because of fear of being attacked, killed, or mugged, or just simply become a target of their own people, by their own people. Then we have a problem. Then we have a problem. Now, I don't know if it's psychology, I don't know if it's mental, I don't know if it's DNA, I don't know if it's race, I don't know if it's melanin, but whatever it is, we need to shed our criminality. We need to shed our crime image. We need to shed this negative stereotype of black people. And for the record, I'm saying black people, but I'm also including colors in this one because I don't, we keep saying blacks and colors, black and color, black. No, colors are also in this one, right? Because colors are the same. Colored neighborhoods, sure. Baltimore also got a lot of colored people in there. You know what I mean? So colors are not exempt from this because even the colors that make it big in the world of entertainment, most of them have to move out of the colored neighborhoods because it's not safe. Not safe. A lot of them move out. It's not safe. You'll get killed. Once they know that you're on TV, you've got money, they want to kill you. It's not safe. We need to share that. So yeah, let me know what you think about this topic, guys. Was I on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know we family, right? Holler.